And bonsoir, Paris. That's the extent of my high school French, but really, really excited to be here. And thank you, Scott, for that great intro. So as Scott said, there's still a lot we don't know about exactly where the metaverse is headed. But I think it's helpful to remember that there are many amazing immersive experiences already happening today. And many of those experiences are built with tools like Substance 3D and Adobe Aero. Fortnite, for instance, is probably the closest thing we have to a metaverse today. And while it's one of the world's most popular games, it's much more than that. I mean, people get together in Fortnite just to go to concerts for people like Travis Scott and Ariana Grande. Or they work together to create worlds and construct games within the game. So we're super proud that Epic Games uses Substance 3D to make the characters and objects in Fortnite look so rich and detailed. In fact, Substance 3D is used in the majority of AAA games, including blockbuster titles like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate, and Halo Infinity, and many, many more. And we're starting to see retailers and other companies build very compelling immersive shopping experiences. Amazon is a great example here. Using Substance 3D, Amazon artists have created 3D assets for key products like couches and chairs and appliances, and shoppers can view those 3D objects on their phones, spinning them around to examine them from all sides. But they can also use augmented reality to see them exactly how that couch or appliance will look right in their own homes. And Amazon tells us that interacting with those 3D assets gives people the trust that they're buying the right thing, leading to more sales and less returns. So according to Deloitte Digital, that means that consumers are 11 times more likely to purchase a product they view in AR and 30% less likely to return it. So the argument for getting into 3D is pretty strong, but people have found that it's pretty intimidating as well. They think it's too technically difficult to master, and I'm here to tell you and show you a little bit that while there is a learning curve to 3D design, as there is with any creative discipline, it's gotten much easier to master over the last few years. And it's breaking down that technical barrier to success that's been a major focus for our 3D and immersive teams at Adobe, and we've made a lot of progress. So let me show you, starting in Substance 3D. All right, so to begin a 3D project, you need a 3D model, or many models. And if you don't have one, there's a good chance you can find what you need among the Substance 3D library of thousands of assets. And to get a model to look the way you want, to whether that's hyper-realistic or super stylized, that's when you apply materials. So it's really the details of those materials, the shine on a piece of metal or the fine stitching in some leather, that's what gives it the lifelike quality that makes them seem so real. And again, Substance ships with thousands of materials that you can just choose from, but you can use a tool like Substance Sampler to create your own, which can be as easy as importing an image of a real-world material that you like. So once you choose a material, you can use parametric controls that make it really easy to fine-tune the way it looks. And just by moving a few sliders, you can make a material rough or smooth. You can change the density of a pattern, or even add more dirt to a cobblestone street. And just like Photoshop, you can layer materials over one another, so you get more details and sophisticated looks and just that custom look that you're going for. All right, so once you have an object looking the way you want it to, you can build a full scene around it in Substance Stager. You can import an image to use as a background, bring in other objects, and arrange them all together. And Stager takes care of the lighting, the shadows, and the perspective so that the whole scene is just accurate and realistic and has all that depth and proportion you need for real life. And in the end, it looks like you can just step inside the scene that you've created. So I mentioned that many models and 3D objects are available in the Substance Asset Library, But if you want to make your own 3D models, you can with our new Substance Modeler. With Modeler, you can sculpt an object out of virtual clay using virtual reality. That gives you the natural organic feel of forming the objects with your own hands. And once you have the basic form, you can switch to a desktop and it's more precise controls to add more details to your object. All right, so that's an overview of Substance 3D, which really is the industry standard for 3D creation. Now, once you have a 3D object or scene, a great way to present it is through augmented reality. And that's where Aero comes in. Aero provides a very intuitive way to create and share AR experiences. And it's available for free on iOS or Windows and Mac desktops. To create an experience in Aero, you just start by placing your objects into a 3D scene. And these can be objects you sourced or made with Substance. You can bring in 2D images, animated GIFs, and even audio files. And Aero provides starter assets if you want to just play around and get started. So once you have everything in there, next you assign behaviors to an object. So if you tap this space shuttle, it can orbit around the Earth, or if you want a car to move, then if you get closer to it, then it moves away from the person that's viewing it. And you can even set it so you have a character follow a path that you choose. All right, now, once you've created an AR scene, there's really no limit to what you can do with it. You can use them in e-commerce to help people decide whether or not to make a purchase. You can use them to educate, like this Smithsonian did with this interactive exhibit on the coral reefs. And augmented reality provides a whole new medium for digital artists. The Festival of the Impossible is an exhibition we've held for a number of years dedicated to new artistic work in augmented reality. All right, so that was a very quick introduction to creating in 3D and building scenes in augmented reality. And if you want to explore further, there's a lot of great resources. On Adobe.com, we have a wide range of tutorials and examples of what amazingly talented 3D artists are creating. And the Substance channel on Discord is full of knowledgeable people who can help answer your questions. I also recommend that you just find some inspiration from the incredible artists that are showcasing their work on ArtStation and Behance. So, if you're not already working in 3D, I hope this has inspired you to give it a try, and we cannot wait to see what you'll create. And now I'm going to turn things over to Rufus Duschler, and he's going to take you off on a wild ride through all the Adobe products.